Hello, I'm Richard Cook from Fife Properties, and today I would like to talk about a few issues that are being frequently questioned by landlords at present. And firstly are home move-ins during this time. Now, the Scottish Government do recognise that it's particularly important to avoid people becoming homeless during the coronavirus crisis, and tenants should be allowed to move into property where a tenancy has already been agreed, any transactions have already taken place, or where absolutely necessary. Now, this would be an example of where prospective tenants may be at risk of becoming homeless or placed at risk by not being able to access alternative accommodation, overcrowding, and because of contractual commitments. These may need to go ahead, and of course to accommodate any key workers who require housing at this time to better facilitate them when carrying out their work is also a necessity. In any of these instances, face-to-face contact should be limited where possible. In cases where face-to-face contact is necessary, distancing measures should be carried out by all parties, ensuring that a distance of 2 metres is kept between anybody who is not from the same household. And limit the numbers of people present in line with the public gathering rules. You should also follow Scottish Government advice on hygiene, cleanliness before, during and after any visits. Now, the next point that has been brought to my attention is the uncertainty around viewings. At this time, I do recommend landlords and tenants engage constructively about access to property, and at present it's only proposed that access is permitted for serious and urgent issues while following the Scottish Government latest guidelines on distancing measures. And this will help stop the spread of the virus. Now, this means that no one should be visiting a property to conduct viewings or anything else which is not urgent or health and safety related. There are, of course, obviously options for virtual viewings taking place at the present, and this is something that is continually being developed as an alternative to viewing in person. Now, at this time, thousands of landlords are facing an uncertain future as the coronavirus has caused viewings to almost grind to a halt, and some tenants to lose their jobs, meaning that they may be struggling to pay rent. So finally, that brings me to a subject which I've touched on a few times before, and that is mortgage payments. Now, mortgage lenders have agreed to offer payment holidays of up to 3 months where it is needed due to coronavirus related hardship. And where tenants are unable to pay their rent in full to a landlord, the landlord should discuss with their mortgage lender who can arrange a mortgage holiday where appropriate. Although please bear in mind that mortgage holidays, the payments are basically postponed and the interest is still collected at the end of the crisis. Now, if you would like any other further information on these points that I've touched on today, I have provided a link to the government website in the post above. But please, landlords and tenants alike, frequent the government website and familiarise yourself as the changes in guidelines and legislation do happen on a daily basis during this uncertain time. I'm Richard Cook, this is Fife Properties TV.